Okay, good evening, everybody. If okay, there we are. Right. If I could encourage you to come a bit further forward in the room, that would be great. And then we'll get started. Right, okay, thank you very much. Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm Ashley Wheaton, I'm Vice Chancellor at UCEM, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you all this evening to our UCEM Built Environment Apprenticeship Awards for 2024. A special welcome also to those of you who are joining us on live stream tonight. I'm really honoured and delighted to be hosting this year's event, celebrating the success of our apprentices and their employers and UCM staff. I'm just going to say a few short words, and then I'm going to invite two former apprentices to come on stage for a quick fire Q&A. So you're welcome to think of any questions that you may have for them. Then I'll hand over to Amanda Clack, Chair of our Board of Trustees, who will announce the winners of this evening's awards. UCM has come an extremely long way since 2015, when we became the first UK university to launch a surveying apprenticeship. And at the time, we had just 125 apprentices. Then, when the levy came into force in 2017, we acted with our usual agility and focus to expand our range of programs and pathways. We've continuously developed our provision since then to offer apprenticeship opportunities to as many people as possible, and perhaps most importantly, from a diverse range of backgrounds. And today, as we celebrate National Apprenticeship Week, we are the proud provider of 6 apprenticeship standards to over 600 employers and over 2,350 apprentices. Just take a minute for that to sink in. That's an extraordinary journey for an institution of our size. We've just launched 2 new apprenticeships. There are some listed on the board over there, which we're really excited about. The first in sustainability and the second in architectural technology. We also have several others on the way, including 2 new construction apprenticeships. And I'm sure my colleagues who are here would be delighted to talk to you about them in more detail if you'd like to. According to the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, UCM delivers over half of all chartered surveyor apprenticeships in England. And that makes us a bigger provider than all other universities put together. We take huge pride in working with our employers to equip our apprentices with the skills, the knowledge, and the behaviours they need to thrive. We work incredibly closely with the professional bodies, and we're recognised by them as an institution that understands how to work with employers to maximise each of their apprentices' potential. In November last year, I was somewhat surprised, but also delighted to have been awarded honorary membership of the RICS. And as I said at that time, and I want to say it again in public, that honour isn't really for me. It's for everybody at UCM and the incredible work that the staff at UCM do day in, day out. And many of you who are apprentices will understand that. You know, we've sent thousands of practitioners into the built environment over the last decade, and this is a remarkable achievement and something that we couldn't have done unless we'd all done it together. It's an enormous privilege to play a part in training the next generation of professionals in our field. And there's a simple reason, and it cannot have escaped you today. It's been on the headlines all day long. You know, that the global temperatures post the Industrial Revolution have breached the 1.5 degree mark consistently around the world for the last 12 months. And if ever there was a time that the built environment and the environment needed an influx of fresh talent, that time is now. We all know it, but we have to remind ourselves sometimes. Our world faces unprecedented challenges. Rapidly growing populations with rapid urbanization, climate change, and the rise of AI, to name just a few. All of these changes, and changes of this magnitude, require innovative, bold, and creative solutions. Unfortunately, the time for business as usual has gone. We need to act, and we need to act fast. And I've absolutely no doubt that the apprentices in this room tonight and their peers will play a fundamental role in solving these challenges. Their insights, their new ideas are desperately needed by an industry that is working hard to modernize and to create more sustainable buildings for the 21st century and onwards. And that's why we're here tonight. Holding our award ceremony during National Apprenticeship Week gives us the perfect opportunity to celebrate the individual achievements of our apprentices and their employers, and also to highlight the crucial role that apprenticeships play within the built environment. So now I'm going to invite what was to be 3, but is now 2, because sadly one of our 3 apprentices couldn't make it here tonight due to rail problems, our 2 apprentices to join me on stage. So come on up. So I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves, but just so you know who you've got Annabelle Huffer. I'll let her talk about who she is and what she's done and when she graduated, and Roy Albert, and I'll let him do the same. So it's my great pleasure to invite you here. This evening is about celebrating apprenticeships. So frankly, what better way to do that than to hear directly from apprentices? And I'm ever so grateful to both of you for giving up your time to be here this evening. So why don't we start with some introductions? So Annabelle, would you like to go first?
So I'm Annabelle Huffer. I'm a chartered building surveyor at Edison's, incorporating Daniels Harrison. I'm based in our Fareham office down on the south coast near Southampton. I was a building surveying apprentice, and I graduated in June last year and sat the APC in December, which I was successful in.
Roy?
Yeah, good night. Sorry, just need to say that life comes at you really fast, because when I got asked for this, I was a lead surveyor. In a couple of weeks, I became a tech lead. So I couldn't find a Sharpie tonight to just cross it out. But my name is Roy Albert. I'm a chartered surveyor, valuation, work for the Valuation Office Agency. I'm based in one of the most beautiful cities in England, which is Bristol. You know that now. I specialize in quite a large class, but mostly in horse racing yards and car showrooms. Graduated in 2020 at UCEM, wonderful university. And as my employers, the Valuation Office Agency, they gave me this opportunity. I was born and bred in Dominica, a very small island, and here I am today. So I think my mom would be proud, but here we are today. Thank you.
I like the way you only think you should be proud. Anyway, right, Annabelle, tell us a little bit more about your story. What inspired you to come on the apprenticeship route?
So my father is actually a fellow of the RICS, so I grew up seeing him as a director in the industry and having quite a good role there. And I always knew that property was something that I wanted to go into. Having been very academic all through school, I knew bizarrely that university was not really the option for me, and I didn't want to go down a traditional university route. And when I was 16, I had glandular fever in year 11, and I wasn't sure I'd actually complete any of my school subjects. And I came across UCEM then. So when I was 16, I came up for an open day in Reading. I met some of the programme leaders at the time, and they really inspired me to pursue the apprenticeship. And I believe in 2016 was when apprenticeships were brand new with the university. I then went to college, I did a few ski seasons, and then decided actually it was time for me to settle down, get a real job. And I came into the industry as a brand new apprentice. I was the first one in my organisation. And I think it went really well because we've hired several after me. So that was why I chose the university route through the apprenticeship, because I didn't want to go to university and just get debt and student debt with no work experience. And the apprenticeship has opened doors that I wouldn't have had previously. I bought my first house last year at the age of 23, which I would never have been able to have achieved if I'd gone to university. So that was why I chose the apprenticeship route.
Great. And Roy, tell us a little bit more about your story. Why did you choose real estate, and what enticed you into this this route?
Yeah, my dad's not an FRICS. He's not a fellow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a policeman, and I had no interest in being a policeman. He told me don't be a policeman. So, but as I said, I was born in Dominica. It's a very small island. It's not Dominican Republic. It's a very different island. Our population is 70,000. So it's probably the population of Old Trafford, maybe. You can get everybody in there. So I had a very humble beginning, to put it mildly. Moved to England, but I was always fascinated by the architecture in England. And I only saw it on the television through, films and everything else. In the Caribbean, if you've never been, we're just one-dimensional. Everything is a detached or a one bed, whereas you come here and everything just looks so beautiful. So I had an interest in it. But becoming a surveyor was accidental. I applied for the job, the rent service. They used to call me a rent boy back then. I wasn't. And we amalgamated with who I work for now, the Valuation Office Agency. And there were so many chartered surveyors, and there was that interest from myself to get ahead, and try to get myself from where I was. And they always say, it's not where you come from, it's where you want to be. And at that point, there was a lot of encouragement to become a chartered surveyor. You wanted to be that gold class of your job as a valuer. So we have really good people in our learning department of the Valuation Office Agency, a lot of encouragement, a lot of support. And then we started talking between the RICS and the Valuation Office Agency in terms of getting the apprenticeship role. I came on a long journey. I did the level 4 NVQ, then the ASOC RIC, which used to be called the Tech RICs back then. And then the apprenticeship role came in, went into that. As I said, the rest was history. In 2016, I was hospitalized with a cardiac arrest, playing football, funny that. And I had a lot of support through work on UCEM. I had a phone call every day if I wanted to get, deferred, or if I wanted, to carry on. But I was motivated to becoming where I am today. And the apprenticeship, as I said, it gives you the wonderful opportunity where you don't have to pay a loan. And you get paid while you work. I mean, it's unheard of. And then you got a qualification, and then you get to that point in your life where, you can actually start dreaming big. And as I said, when I got invited here today, I was a lead surveyor. In a couple of weeks' time, I became a tech lead. And that was all through the apprenticeship system. And I think you got to look at it and think, you know what, how do I get ahead without having all this debt? It's fantastic. But yeah, thank you.
Brilliant, thank you. I suspect, based on the last few seasons, actually the population at Old Trafford may be smaller. Anyway, right. Tell us a little bit more about what schools should be doing then. How can schools help more people understand that the importance or the value of looking at apprenticeships as a possible route? So, Roy, do you want to go first, and then Annabelle?
I think there's still a misconception as to what apprenticeship means. You still look at other people talk about apprenticeship, and you talk about, brickies or laborers. We never get to that professional part of it. But I've attended some outreach programs in schools, and people are still surprised at being a program where you can become chartered or become a professional through a system where you are working and getting paid. So I think a lot of it is to do with communication and working with other people, working with schools, educational facilities in terms of getting them more on board with what it means for people. I think each one of us have a responsibility to do so, not just education establishment. And for myself, because of my background and because of the support I've received, I think it's only right that I actually lend that support to others. And doing that, networking, I listened to someone speak about, when your kids on TikTok and Snapchat, don't laugh at them, learn from them, because this is the way it's going. My boy is 7 and he wants a Snapchat account. He's not going to get it. But, this is the sort of audience that you've got to start working with. You're never too young to learn, never too old to keep learning. And I think part of the process or part of the encouragement comes from each one of us, whether you're past apprentice or you want to be one of them. I think it's more than just the establishment, it's individual as well, getting that advert out there.
Okay, brilliant, thank you. Annabelle, you came to see us at 16, so you must have had some insight, but what else can schools do?
I think quite honestly, you said everything I could have possibly have said. But also, I mean, I know the RSCS are working so hard with their Inspire Ambassador scheme to go into schools and universities and to help people through and into the profession. When I was at college, I openly said I didn't want to go down a traditional university route, and I was sort of pushed to the side. And they sort of said, actually, you know, don't worry about her. She can just go do her own thing and she won't come into our statistics for university. I then went and did a few years ski seasons and then came to university. So actually I fall outside of their statistics that they were so precious about anyway. But actually I think it's the awareness of apprenticeships and actually that there are so many different routes that suit different people. Not everyone can go to university traditionally and thrive, the same as not everybody will suit apprenticeships, but the options need to be there for people to be aware of them in order to make the decision, because no two options are going to suit the same person. And I do think it's educating careers advisors in the schools that actually apprenticeships are not a lesser option. They're a best kept secret, which I believe you in the front row told me earlier, which I agree with. So yes, definitely.
Brilliant. Thank you both. I mean, there are a lot of misconceptions, aren't there? And I think greater understanding of the apprenticeship routes is desperately needed. It's such a fantastic route, and listening to both of you, you know, that really comes across. You knew what you wanted to do, you picked this route, and you're thriving in your careers. What better advertisement? I'm going to ask you as we close a controversial question, and then I'm going to throw it open to the audience. So I'm hoping we've got someone who's going to run around with the mic. The question is this: if the Secretary of State for Education had accepted our invite and come this evening to celebrate a National Apprenticeships Week with us, what would you say to the Secretary of State? What would your message be about apprenticeships?
I think mine would be that apprenticeships are preparing a workforce for the future, and they're so desperately needed, and there just aren't enough vacancies, and it's to work with employers to create the opportunities for young people and for people that might be later on in life looking for a career change, because I really think they equip people with the skills needed to go forward into the industry and to bring about the change that needs to be seen within the industry.
Great, thank you. Roy?
Thank you. I would say in terms of inclusivity, you cannot find a better route to sort of get people involved. As I said, given my story in terms of my background, you probably don't know where Dominica is. And here I am talking about it, and it was all through the apprenticeship route. I never thought to myself that I would go to university. My parents couldn't afford it, and probably I didn't want the debt, to be honest. But I think when you have the opportunity, and who's the Secretary of State? Who's the Secretary of State? Yeah, but you have a situation where, you know, we talk about inclusivity, and that could be anything, you know, education, sexuality, everything that gets involved. And I think sometimes what we lack is that opportunity, and opportunities get lost, and this is an opportunity to find that. And a lot of companies are, as I said, Valuation Office Agency, I mean, they've been fantastic in terms of not just offering the apprenticeship route, but having the good awareness in terms of what the brand can mean to you, not just for yourself, but for your family. So I think it's important in terms of getting that, not that objective, but having everyone included in what you want to achieve. We're getting a lot of the older generation, obviously, leaving the valuation or building surveyors or QS. We need to get people through, and not just a certain gender, but everybody. Great. And the apprenticeship route allows for that.
Thank you. Brilliant answer. It's Gillian Keegan, by the way. She's not here tonight. I don't think she's on the live stream. But anybody else got an answer to that question that wants to volunteer it?
Would you like to hear it from an employer?
Yes, please. I'd love to. Do you want the mic? And bear in mind you're standing between the winners and
I don't know that I need the microphone. I think I would say to the Secretary of State, stop giving all of our children huge debt for going to university. Stop forcing them to do degrees in pointless pieces of education that only prove to employers that you can turn up for 3 years, and not be totally drunk the whole time and complete the education and start pushing some of that, because that is about generating massive tax receipts from those students over the next 20 years, and start pumping some of that money into what I had when I was at the College of Estate Management in the 1980s, and what these youngsters have got at the University College of Estate Management, which is where the future is.
Yeah.
The future for apprenticeships is not just bricklaying, motor mechanics, cooking, chefing, whatever, but surveying, architecture, accountancy. All of these professions can do apprenticeships and can avoid labelling all of our youngsters with enormous debt that they'll never see their way out of, just to support the economy of a country that should know better.
Okay, brilliant answer. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll take one more if anybody else wants to have a go. Don't worry, we won't. Well, we will probably name you actually when we've got you. Okay. All right. Well, we're getting some really good themes, aren't we? Apprenticeships are a hidden secret. You know, they're probably undervalued, and yet those that come through them are making huge strides in their career. They're not saddled with the debt from the traditional university route. And I think, you know, more is better in this regard. And I'm sure that the employers in the room would echo that sentiment. So I would just like, before we invite Amanda Clack, our Chair of Trustees, to come up and make the awards tonight, just to thank Roy and Amanda for the brilliant. Okay, thank you. Right, so if I could invite Amanda now, who's chair of the UCM Board of Trustees, to make our awards. There we go. You haven't got mine.
Hello and good evening to everybody. I think my answer to your question, Ashley, not that you dare ask me, would be come and see what excellent looks like, because that's what we do here at UCEM. This is absolutely such a fantastic way to learn whilst you earn. Annabelle and Roy, I have to say you're an absolute inspiration. And you're a credit to yourselves and you're a credit to UCEM. So thank you both so much for what you said, and clearly you enjoyed the experience. So big thank you from me. So we come to the part of the evening that I'm sure a lot of people are waiting for with excitement, probably a little bit of intrepidation as well. It's my great pleasure to take the opportunity to announce the winners of the UCEM Built Environment Apprenticeship Awards 2024. We're hosting these awards on National Apprenticeship Week, and these awards really recognise the successes of our apprentices and their employers across all of our apprenticeship programmes. Through our Vice Chancellor's Award, we also recognise one individual who is demonstrating all of UCEM's core values: passion, excellence, integrity and support. But before I announce the winners, can we give a round of applause to everybody that's in this room tonight and those that are looking online for nominated and shortlisted for an award. Well done to all of you. As you'll hear, there's quite a stiff competition for these awards. So seriously, if you're in the shortlist tonight, you've done exceptionally well. So now for the winners. Here we go, big breath. So our first award category is the Employer Representative category. Nominees for this award are individuals from organisations with learners enrolled at UCEM. Those learners and those employers have demonstrated exceptional levels of support for their apprentices on our programmes, whether that's on a one-to-one basis or by delivering an outstanding apprenticeship programme. We've split the awards into three categories, one for the large employer, 1 for an SME, and finally for the public sector. So for the large employer category, our shortlisters are Dan Nixon of Hollis, William Torben of Ryder Levitt Bucknell, and Mark Windsor of Lambert Smith Hampton. So the person that has won this category on behalf of their employer has demonstrated a real passion for championing apprentices within the construction sector. And it's my great pleasure to announce our first award winner, and that is William Torben of RLB. Now for the SME Award, and the shortlisted candidates are David Ashford of Ward Williams Associates, Zoe Kerno of Mesh, and Paul Pratton of Quadrant Building Control. The person that wins this award was described as a shining example of how employers can effectively support their apprentices, paving the way for their professional growth and success. It's my great pleasure to announce the winner of the award being David Ashford of Ward Williams Associates. And finally, for the public sector employer representative, and the shortlisted candidates are Sarah Baker of East Lindsey District Council, Ryan Lund of the Valuation Office Agency, and Morag Watson from the Environment Agency. The winner of this category was chosen for her outstanding and enthusiastic support of apprentices, empowering them to succeed in their careers. And the winner this evening is Sarah Baker from East Lindsey District Council. We now move to our first apprentice category, and this is Apprentice of the Year, for which we have 2 awards, one undergraduate and one postgraduate. The award category is for any current UCEM apprentice in their 2nd year or above who has made an outstanding contribution during their apprenticeship, either through their academic studies or a significant contribution in the workplace. The shortlisted candidates are Jack Bradshaw from Cooper and Hall, Devon Jackson from Mace, Jodie Ann Morgan from Arcadis, Sophie Ollerton from HWM Surveyors. Sam Ricks from the Ministry of Defence. Adam Stride from Savills. And Evie Walker from Lambert Smith Hampton. So we had over 60 excellent nominations in this category, and the judges have had such a hard time choosing just 2 winners, so we've decided to give 3 awards this evening. So in turn, can I ask our 3 winners to come up? In no particular order. The first award goes to Devon Jackson of Mace. Our second award goes to Jodie Ann Morgan from Arcadis. Don't worry, this is your moment. You do not need to run for this one. And our third award this evening goes to Adam Stride of Savills. Okay, our third category is the Rising Star Award. So nominees for this award are apprentices in their first year of study who've really hit the ground running, demonstrating either a big impact in their workplace or significant achievements in their academic study. The shortlisted candidates are Leanne Conroy from Vale Williams, Dante Francoise from Work There, Rachel Harwood from East Lindsey Council, and Toby Vowles from Ryder Levitt Bucknell. I'm pleased to say in this category also the judges were challenged to pick just one winner, so this time we have 2. So again, in no particular order, the first award goes to Leanne Conroy of Vale Williams. And the second award goes to Dante Francoise of Work There. So well done to everybody. Our fourth category, back by popular demand from actually our apprentices, is the UCM Staff Member of the Year Award, which is voted for by our apprentices and their employers. Our nominees are all Apprenticeship Outcomes Officers, and we're delighted so many of you are actually able to join us here this evening. Our three nominees are Jenny Cairns, Mark Fontana, and Yvonne Smart. The winner of this category was nominated by a former apprentice who said that this person played such a pivotal role in his career development and to him in achieving chartered status. He also said she was a real credit to UCEM and is helping to shape the future generations of surveyors. So our winner of the UCM Staff Member of the Year Award goes to Jenny Cairns. Okay, and the next category is around academic excellence. And this is awarded to two apprentices who have performed at a consistently high standard in their academic work. In fact, their average marks were the highest of their years. So, firstly, congratulations to our undergraduate winner, James Asprey from the Bailey Partnership. Apologies, James. And our postgraduate winner is Eric Asbridge from Cushman and Wakefield. Congratulations. Okay, our final award is our Vice-Chancellor's Choice Award. This award recognises one winner from the Apprentice of the Year and Rising Star categories, whom the Vice-Chancellor, Ashley, feels exemplifies UCM's core values of passion, excellence, integrity and support. The winner of the award this year is being recognised not just for his incredible support of other apprentices in his workplace, or for his drive to take on numerous new projects and roles, but also for the hard work he's put in to get to where he is in his career today. He started studying as an apprentice on a diploma and then progressed on to a chartered surveying degree apprenticeship. And Ashley wanted to recognise that this is a challenging and long route, which takes absolute dedication. However, unfortunately, our winner cannot be here tonight in person due to illness, but I believe he is watching us all online. So I'm incredibly proud to announce that the very deserving winner of the Vice-Chancellor's Award is Sam Ricks of the MOD. Well done, Sam, if you're watching. actually going to pass the award to Ashley, because if I do that, I know it's going to get to him. Yeah. So well done, Sam. We will ensure, Ashley will personally ensure that your award gets to you. But can I just take a moment to say a big congratulations to all of our winners tonight. Very, very well deserved. And to everyone in the room tonight, just thank you so much for all of the support, and for our apprentices. It's so great to basically recognise all of your achievements here this evening. Finally, I'd just like to thank you all for coming and celebrating with these amazing people. Do take the opportunity to network. Without you, whether you're an employer, an apprentice, a UCM member of staff, a friend or a supporter, it wouldn't be possible to have the achievements we have tonight without all of you. I'm really proud of the way in which we're shaping the industry through our apprenticeship programme, one apprentice at a time. Please do stay for drinks. There will be canapes and networking. I look forward to speaking to you all later. Thank you all so much. Ladies and gentlemen, just before we network, sorry, could I just ask all our award winners to come up with their awards to just get a group photo, please? Thank you.